What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this. We got Mr. Tanker in the house, Northeast Philadelphia. What's going on, bro? Ozoma, what's going on, bro? From Cali. That's all across the board right there, all the way from California over to Philly. Hell yeah. And down here in Florida, what's going on, guys? What is up? Let's jump right into this, guys. Let's jump into this. So right now, Bitcoin is not looking too bad. She's not looking too bad. You know, I don't want to jinx myself saying this, right? Because obviously we know how it's been playing out, but she's looking great. Oh, let's see here. Let's check in my position real quick. I have a long open. What's it up? 29%, not too bad. A small little movement right there. Not too bad. Bitcoin right now, 86,700. Not looking too terrible right now. Let's pull up where my bubble's at. For the daily, it looks like we're still in the red for a lot of projects. Earlier today, if you guys saw, I had a live stream just going pretty much for the charts. I had bubbles up. Projects like Fartcoin was down literally like almost 40% earlier. So they've already retraced almost 20% in the last few hours. So I mean, the market is trying to wake up. If you actually look at the hourly, you can see what a lot of projects are basically flipping back into the green. But I mean, if you really go back and you look at the weekly, you can kind of see what kind of market we've been in, right? For the most part, it's kind of mixed. You have some projects like Sneak, which is doing really well. Memecoin that's on ADA. You have Whiff, doing really well. Grass, Peanut, another meme coin that's doing really well. Some Notcoin, another meme coin that's on Ton, right? You have, mixed breeds across the weekly as far as some projects are technically trying to hold some of their gains that we lost. Basically, if you guys remember, just a few days ago, we pumped and then we dumped literally right the next day, obviously because of just a lot of mixed information. Even though we got the tweet from Trump saying that there was going to be a strategic reserve, the next day we still had the tariffs looming, which pretty much puts us at yesterday and today. Today, actually, the tariffs have gone into effect. You can see the markets, for the most part, other than crypto, the stock market, the S&P is down about 0.5%. NASDAQ, it's technically up about 0.25%. The DXY down to 105. Right now, the markets actually look like they want to close in the green for today. So, I mean, definitely, the market is looking decent compared or considering that what we have in front of us as far as a lot of shit, a lot of crap going on, but like we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, we have so much bullish news coming out, so much bullish stuff that's been dropping daily, weekly, right? That these tariffs, once we get past these tariffs, there's really not going to be much holding us back until the next, bearish thing that happens, right? These things happen during bull runs. I always refer back to 2021. We were pumping like crazy, and we had stuff like this popping up, with China banning, crypto for the 5th time, and just a bunch of different stuff, popping up that would, kind of derail our pumps. And sometimes it would send us down, 40+% for weeks at a time. But we would always get past it, and Bitcoin would always prevail, and so would the rest of the market as long as, the environment was well. So with that being said, right now, Bitcoin not looking terrible. Hopefully we can run up towards this 88.8 area. This is what I've been calling for last time we dropped down last week. You guys remember I had said once we break that 88.8 area, 88.9, we probably were going to be going off to the races, and that's exactly what we did. It was just short-lived, right? So we are approaching that area again. In regards to our price, right now we're at around 86.7, 88.8, not too far from where we're at. Who knows if we're going to make it there tonight, but if we do, I would imagine this is going to be a big spot for some resistance as of now. Gino, what's going on? Old. Yeah, old. Sorry, dude. I cut the other stream just because I wanted to make a new thumbnail. Right, because I know a lot of people probably saw the stream, the last stream. It was like 3 hours. They didn't know that I was actually back on camera, right? So I appreciate you putting in your work and coming back over here. So Let's jump right into some things here. So fear and greed index. Right now, we're still in fear, obviously. We haven't really retraced or rebounded much. We're still kind of down, for the last week, really for the last month. We from our $100,000+ price range, we are technically down. So you can see the market obviously is reflecting that, sitting at around 24 for fear. So again, I always say this, not bad times, my opinion, to be accumulating on a lot of these projects. Even for right now, with some of these projects, they're down like crazy still. Like this morning, I picked up more Myro, Maniki. I'm trying to think of other projects. I've just been slowly but surely accumulating on whenever we see those big dips, right? And we've been blessed to see those big dips, and especially the last few days. So whenever the market just turns and I kind of just wait, and I'm like, all right, we're back into these areas where it's just like, bear season prices for some of these altcoins. So I'm just definitely accumulating and just letting the market kind of play itself out. So, but right now, Bitcoin looking pretty strong, honestly, how it's moving, looking very strong right now. Let's look at, what was there, a couple things I wanted to pull up here. So this right here, I wanted you guys to watch this real quick. Let me make sure. Yeah, desktop's on. All right, good. So I already watched this. This was like yesterday. It dropped, I believe. I watched it live. This guy's really bullish. His name's Lee. I believe his name is. Where is he at here? I believe his name's Tommy Lee, if I'm not mistaken. But dude's been predicting some crazy numbers. And actually, last year he was predicting, $100,000 Bitcoin, and it actually came through. So definitely something to keep an eye on.
Even aside from these macro sort of outlooks, how about the AI trade? I mean, we've certainly seen signs of weakening, some skepticism there, especially surrounding NVIDIA, which has
this was as of yesterday.
Pretty deep seek gap that it created. Where does that stay? How important is that for this next move forward for the bottoming process?
I think technology is still important for the next few years.
NVIDIA has been getting decimated.
It's number 3, so financials and
Bitcoin just jumped up to 87.
First and second, but I think it's just digesting a lot of the prodigious gains the last 2 years. But I don't think AI spending is really going to weaken. I know investors have a lot of goodness baked in.
Certainly the market, if it does resume a move higher, you think it's the same leadership, or there has been some rotation away from some of the Mag 7 and financials have looked strong. Will it look different, or will the winners come back with a vengeance?
Yeah, in January, the first, let's say, five weeks or so, that leadership was different because it was a lot more tech outside of the Mag 7, and it was financials, and it was some mid and small caps. I think once we're through this rough patch, that's the kind of...
Can you guys hear this?
You want to make some... Told you people you were going to talk about Bitcoin, but now that we did, you do need to talk about it. I mean, it's come back a little bit. What did you attribute the move down below 80 to? Just that it's Bitcoin? What do you want?
Yes. I would say what's interesting is Bitcoin's not had negative headlines in February, but it was down. But I know our technician, Mark Newton, had talked about this being a cyclical downturn in Bitcoin through the end of March. So.
Did you guys hear what he just said? And like what we just said at the beginning of the stream, all the news has been coming out for the most part has been nothing but bullish. It's been nothing but bullish, right? So we have a lot of bullishness on the back end. We just have these things in front of us that are kind of postponing, the run right now, right? That has been kind of just, bringing down the market temporarily, and really it's the tariffs.
So he was talking mid-January, getting down to 62. The weekend...
105 to 62. That's just Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's a typical...
Do the math, though. It's like, in a month, 105 to 62.
Yeah, that's a test of the resolve
that hurts
bulls, right?
People that buy at 105.
Yeah, but as you know, Bitcoin makes all of its gains in 10 days. So if people sort of try to time this, they're going to miss out on a chance for Bitcoin to go back to its highs.
And by the end, at some point in this year, you think it gets, because last year you thought it might get to 150 or even higher, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to do better than 150 this year.
You do?
Yeah.
U.S. dollar?
Yes.
What? 150.
Hungarian forint?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I
what
don't
do you
know.
want?
Something that's a lot less than $150,000. That's it's a lot better than higher than 150.
That's right, because it's becoming more widely held.
Yeah.
If
sure you guys hit that like.
Citadel starts trading it, it starts to have more broad acceptance.
Okay. Tom Lee, thanks.
You hear that? More broad acceptance. He's predicting $150,000+ towards the end of this year. And I'm right there with it. 150. I definitely think we're gonna hit that 130 mark for sure. I'm telling you guys right now. I've been saying this for a while. I definitely think we're gonna hit that 130 for sure. So this week's U.S. job data and Bitcoin's 10% dip could shape the market's bottom. And that is true. I forgot. Do we have? Let me see what we have dropping. We have unemployment rate dropping on the 7th, which is at the end of this week. Completely forgot about that. So let's see here. So crypto markets bounced last week as President Donald Trump teased a U.S. crypto reserve featuring 5 of the top digital assets by market cap, including Bitcoin, Ethereum. Investors deployed over $330 billion across cryptocurrencies in hours due to the news. Yet outflows surpassed $600 billion 24 hours later, and crypto returned all its gains from the Trump announcement. Despite the market's downdraw, Lee said Bitcoin, that was the guy that we just listened to, will end 2025 higher than 150K. Bitcoin changed hands under 83K as of the writing. That was earlier yesterday, slightly recovering from a day low of 81,000. So more pain before Bitcoin bottom. Speaking with CNBC, that Bitcoin's market bottom may form as early as this week. Market bottoms are levels at which assets usually bounce from and are regarded as a springboard for upward momentum. Although Lee's forecast adopted a long-term view, the pro-Bitcoin investor expects short-term volatility will contribute to finding a bottom. This psychological bottoming phase could send Bitcoin down to 62K. Holy shit. But he's saying, obviously, we drop down towards that $62,000 mark. He's saying that probably would be a big catalyst for Bitcoin to absolutely just rip. Because think about it. We've been sitting around. Think about how fast when we did shoot up. Think about how fast we ran up past 80,000. And really, it was like the 70s and 80s. Really, the 80s. We absolutely flew by the 80s when we first were running up. It was just like within days, we went from like 75,000 up to like 90,000 within days. We didn't even acknowledge the 80s, right, whatsoever. I feel like what we're doing now, we had to come back, right? The CME gaps, all that good stuff. But I feel like we needed to come back and really just test some of these levels and really find some support. You know, he's saying not for sure, but Bitcoin might need to drop down to some of these crazy levels that seem during the time. If it does drop down to 62K, you're talking about a 30% drop from where we're at right now. I mean, that would hurt, right? But something like that would probably be very short-lived as we do drop towards those areas. And we would probably use it, like they said, like a catapult to where it would just bring in massive buyers buying in at those levels. And we could easily fly right back up towards the 70, 80s, and 90,000s, right? And obviously he's calling for that $150,000 plus Bitcoin towards the end of the year. Sometimes, I've said this plenty of times on the channel with other projects as well. Sometimes they need to actually drop down to some of these crazy, scary levels that you just don't want to see, right? Just to like kind of clear out all the sellers, right? You know, and it basically it allows the buyers to get back in charge. It allows that momentum to really come in, right? And then it just, you know, you get back to how we were when we first initially were running up to 100K, right? Remember how bullish the markets were? Remember how fast we moved up, right? So I'm not saying I want to see $62,000 Bitcoin, but I do agree with them. If we do run down to 62,000, I wouldn't, you know, I definitely would completely understand why we're doing it. And I know in the long term, it would probably be a good thing. So, but it is what it is. That's pretty much the only article I think I wanted to really look at, because dude is a whiz when it comes to, look at this. Michael Saylor invited to the White House Digital Assets Summit. Nice. I know Trump is talking to Congress tonight. I wonder if he's going to bring up crypto. Mexican billionaire Ricardo allocates 70% of his portfolio to Bitcoin. Bybit hacker moves 62,000 Ethereum. Full amount could be cleared in 3 days. They still haven't cashed out on all that. That's crazy. Just reading some of the headlines. Nothing too crazy as far as headlines for today, which is the first. What are we up right now? Oh, we're up 40%. We're up 40% right now. 40% on a long. All my members, you guys know what I've been doing as far as my movements, right? You guys know, if you're kind of like, what is he doing again? Go watch the last member stream, and I break it down. Even watch the last two. Break it down as far as my leverage trading. On really, I'm not gonna say it's bulletproof, but it's been doing really good. It's been doing really well, right? And this is something small. I only had like $100 in here. I mean, I'm up almost 50%. I was anticipating. I added a lot more money into this account. I was anticipating continuing to increase this position, but we kind of reversed and just started moving up. So I'm not going to open up or add to my position now that we're moving up as of now. So I might actually take this 40% move here in a minute. Contemplating. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Where's our next spot for some resistance? 88.8. Market's pumping. Let's see what Twitter's got to say real quick. If you guys want to check out any projects, speak now, forever hold your peace. Oh, you know what I was meaning to buy earlier? Shit, I forgot to do it. I was meaning to buy back in on call. Damn it. I forgot about that. It's already jumped up 8%. That sucks. I've been running, I've been catching that call wave where it's like keeps jumping up like 50%. And I basically just keep snagging up that 50% move. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this with a 45% move. Confirm. And I'll jump back in a minute. Nice. Just picked up a 45% move on that long. Check out what Bitcoin dominance is doing here. Dominance is spiking right now. 61.4%. Definitely spiking, and that's why you're seeing right now Bitcoin obviously is doing really well. We're moving up right now. We're at 88,000. We're at 88,000 for Bitcoin for right now. Dominance is spiking as well, and that's why you are seeing a recovery. I'm sure if we pull up the alts right now, right, we'll start off with Solana. Solana's slightly recovering at 143. XRP right now is pretty much the only one on my chart that's pretty much in the green for right now, and it is up 5% right now at around 250. So you're not really seeing a massive move with alts particularly. Right, they're trying to regain just the losses that we saw from this morning, and it's because Bitcoin particularly is pretty much taking up majority of the dominance right now. With 61+%, I think a lot of traders right now, they want to be in crypto, but they're obviously going to be moving towards the most, or the least riskiest asset, right? Which is going to be Bitcoin as of right now. So perfectly fine. Let's let Bitcoin do its thing. We always say this, right? Whenever we're kind of recovering, we want to let Bitcoin do its thing. We need to see Bitcoin run up towards these 90s. It's going to build back that confidence, right? And you better believe that all these alts are going to be kind of just coming back to life. And, you know, one thing I wanted to focus on the stream today is meme coins, because I'm telling you guys, everybody, not everybody, right? Because not us, but a lot of people are writing off these meme coins. They're writing them off right now, and they're basically just like, oh, you know, fundamentals, utility projects, stuff like that they're focused on, which I completely understand. Definitely want to have, you definitely want to have that in your bag, right? But I think a lot of people are sleeping on meme coins, and right now some of these meme coins are at such bargain prices that when the market does, you know, get back up to that confidence level and people are getting back into riskier assets, you're going to see a lot of these meme coins, right? Pepe, I want to look at some of these projects and see how far down they still are. Something like Pepe, which I believe Pepe is probably one of the strongest meme coins that we have. From its high to where it's at right now, it's down 75%. 75% from where the high was, right? So you're buying Pepe at some of these prices that we hadn't seen since about mid 2024, right? Before we really started to explode. Go over to Bunk, because some of these, they're going to vary, right? They're going to vary as far as percent gains and losses. For something like Bunk, from its high, 80%, right? So Bunk, 80% move as far as it's being where it's at. The last time Bunk has been in this price range was April of 2024, so almost a year ago, right? Think about that. Almost a year ago. So if you felt like you missed out on Bunk, you're getting prices right now that we hadn't seen in almost a whole freaking year, right? Before that whole big run that we've seen in all these meme coins, you're able to buy in. Something like Myro. This right here I think is going to shock a lot of people. Something like Myro. Look, I have to freaking zoom out. Like, so the top of this fib is going to be where it's at. This right here I think is going to freaking, like, because Myro has a very small market cap. Look at this. Myro is down 95% from its high. 95% from its high. I honestly never thought I'd see a freaking 1 cent Myro until we got into the bear market. And the last time that we saw Myro at these prices, December of 2023. December of 2023. Over a year ago, right? What I'm trying to say is right now, yes, everything right now is on a fire sale. You know, your fundamentals, your utility projects, crazy prices right now. I encourage not financial advice, but I'm saying, like, even for myself, been accumulating. Solana, great prices right now. Me personally, like Ordinals. I love Ordinals, BRC20 token, right? Been loading up on Ordinals at like $10, right? But these meme coins, they have been decimated and they're basically on the back burner right now. This is the perfect time, in my opinion, to be accumulating all these meme coins or whatever your favorite meme coin is, because when we get back up and running, these things are going to be running like crazy. Miles said call. Let's look at call. I'm kind of pissed because I ain't gonna lie, I've been swing trading call like crazy. So I keep ending up catching it when it bottoms out, and then on these big runs, which you think, oh, that's not even that big of a run. Look at this gain. 91% gain, right? Hold on. The last one, caught it at 20, right? This is at 21. I caught it at 20. It was like 2090. There, right there. 52% gain right there. That was when I sold yesterday, I think, or day before. You know, I was like, I'm long term on call, but when it's running up, when I'm able to grab something like that and 2 days later, I'm on my return, I'm up 50, 60, 70%. I usually take advantage of that with anticipation that I'm going to be buying back whenever I see fit as far as a dip. So this 20 level has been a pivotal spot that I'm actually going to mark as a support level. right there, because you can see we bounced off this 20 level multiple times. So if you are potentially swing trading call, right? Obviously, like I said, I'm long term on call. I always throw this out. We in the Discord called out call when this isn't even in my call chart. I'm on the MMF. But we called out call, believe it or not, when call first dropped, the day it dropped, when it was at a market cap of like $400,000. I literally pointed this out in the stream, and myself and a handful of people that bought in when we were, like I said, it was at $400,000 market cap. Call ran up to $100 million plus. Think about that. So we definitely did really well. I ended up, I sold way too short. I sold way too soon, I mean, on my call, because I was holding almost $1 trillion call that I had paid $500 for. And I sold way too early. I made some good money, but damn, I sold way too early. But regardless, it is what it is, right? So this 20 level right here is a good spot for some support. And in my opinion, this is where I've been accumulating at. I missed the ball on this last drop right here. Even though it's not far, it's not crazy, it's up about 9% from that move. I won't chase it. I'll just let it be, and I'll kind of and wait to see what's gonna happen, right? If I miss out, it is what it is. But I wanted to come here and measure. So the top of this fib to where it's at right now, 85%, right? So this is what I've been saying as far as all these meme coins. If you caught the gist, all these meme coins are down 75 to 90% from their highs, right? So this is when, my opinion, this is the perfect time to be accumulating or picking out whatever meme coin that you're bullish on, because you're getting these prices that we haven't seen in a very long time on some of these meme coins. Like I said, some of them you go back to 2023 is the last time that we've seen some of these prices that we're seeing right now, right? Given, I mean, each project's different, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Meme coins right now, even if they're not really moving right now, you don't want to be buying in when everybody's screaming Pepe to the moon and it's up 75%. You want to buy in when no one's talking about Pepe, when no one's talking about call, when no one's talking about, whatever, Myro, Bunk, whatever the case is, Maniki as well. I've been accumulating Maniki on Solana. Let's see here. Maniki, another project that I think is going to go crazy. I mean, the market cap's at $12 million. This meme coin. What I love about Maniki and Myro is that you can swap them on the Jupiter swap or Radium, right, through one of your Solana wallets, and the fees are real cheap. But these projects are all trading on big central exchanges, right? So they have the potential, to just go crazy whenever the market's running up, because they're not only on Solana, they're on KuCoin, Crypto.com. Some of them are even on Binance. Not Myro or Maniki. We're waiting for something like that. But I mean, a lot of these bigger exchanges are all allowing trading for these smaller meme coins. Maniki, again, 95% down from its high. 95% high. Like I just pointed out, the freaking market cap is at $12 million. This thing has nowhere to go but up, right? Obviously, there could be more pain ahead of us. I'm not really, foreseeing that, but, they're meme coins. It's crypto. Anything can happen, right? So that's why, personally, I'm buying in at these prices, just dollar cost averaging in, just slowly but surely accumulating and just letting it be, right? Because we all know at some point, the markets are going to retrace, right? We got a little dose of it the other day where just over, freaking Trump tweeting, the whole market shifted from like being so bearish, for the last 2 weeks. Everybody's down and out, right? I wasn't even really streaming much just because it was just like, it was like not fun to be talking about crypto, I guess, right? And it's just like within freaking, just a day, which was 2 days ago, we saw the market just completely flip. And, we just go crazy and it's right back to being 100% bullish like nothing ever happened, and that's exactly how it is in crypto. It's exactly how it is. You got to take the good with the bad with the good, right? As long as the good outweighs the bad, right? So if you have 10 investments maybe you don't do good in all of them, but maybe 2 or 3 of them do really, really well. They're going to outshine those other investments that maybe you sold for losses, which you shouldn't be doing. Not financial advice, but you get what I'm saying, right? You make a couple good moves, and it's going to outweigh all those bad moves that you done, right? So keep your head up. We're gonna be good here. Old said, I want to double my position on all the memes I hold. Shouldn't cost too much right now. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. As long as you're just monitoring the market, and on mornings like we had this morning, right, where the whole market is just down, Bitcoin, it's at scary levels. It sucks. It really does. For me to pull up my portfolio and actually hit the buy button when I'm like, damn, some of these meme coins I'm down 30, 40%, and I'm still adding in my bag, right? And not just memes, it's across the board for any alts, or anything that I'm holding whatsoever. They're down. So, but I'm just slowly but surely accumulating. So, if you guys are just joining, welcome. Happy, what is it, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday, guys. Bitcoin's trying to go for a run. We're at 88,000 as of now. Isn't it crazy? This morning, we were at 81.5. We were literally at 81.5. And we're back up to 88,000. This right here is confirmation. I know no one's going to remember this, but just like 2 years ago when we were streaming and we were going through the bear market, and we would have fluctuations in Bitcoin, like $400 fluctuations, and everybody would be like, oh my God, Bitcoin just went from 21,000, it's at 21.5 now. And I was like, bro, you guys, you just wait. I was like, when we get into a bull run, or when we're in the bull market, the Bitcoin's going to be fluctuating $10,000, $15,000 in just daily movements, and that's what we're seeing. I know it's not, some days are not the best. It's down 10 grand, in one day, but you can see, on the next day, it's up $8,000 or $9,000, so it's just part of, being in the crypto market that we're in. But it's good to see that Bitcoin is still fluctuating at these prices, and you're seeing not only downward fluctuation, but you're seeing days where we run up 10 grand just as fast as we run down. So, Punk, what's going on, bro? From Arizona. Is it afternoon, bro? What are you, 2 hours? Yeah, I guess 2 or 3 hours behind, right? From Eastern Standard Time. And you can see charts like this. Yeah, 12:30. Okay, so you're 2 hours behind. That's what I was thinking. So you can see charts like this, right? Where you go back. Remember, I always tell you guys, I keep 2021. We are mimicking 2021. It is not going to be the exact same, but it's going to be something very similar when we look back. Next year when we're looking back, we're like, holy crap, 2021 was very similar to 2025. And you can see the same thing happened where in 2021, Bitcoin needed to, we had run up really fast at some time. This was pretty much between July and August, and you can see there was a CME gap. And what happened? We ended up coming back and basically retesting, filling that gap in before making big runs. And shout out to Crypto Rover for pulling this chart up, and he's showing you pretty much, yeah, the charts aren't exact, right? But they're similar. We had this Bart Simpson thing play out, and you can see we basically, when we ran up in November to December, this was basically when Bitcoin was running from 70 up to 100,000. We ran up so fast past those 80s that we needed to come back and pretty much retest these 80s, right? Filling in that CME gap. So hopefully this plays out, and you can kind of see, we can't really look at the time frame, but you can see, I believe this is on the daily. This, it was down for a few days, basically filling in this gap, right? So, even though it does feel like we've been in this area for the last week, we've kind of we hit the area and then we kind of bounce. We haven't really been hanging out in the area, but we have in the last couple of days. So maybe that's what we need in regards to, flushing out all the sellers and getting the buyers back in, really seeing Wall Street starting to come back in to the crypto market from the ETFs, because that's where we pretty much have seen a lot of sell pressure. We've seen a lot of outflows by the billions for the last few days in regards to ETFs for Bitcoin, and it's really has nothing to do with Bitcoin. It's because the markets are selling off across the board for any tech, riskier assets. So El Salvador just bought 5 more Bitcoin today. Supposedly they're getting pressured by, is it the international, what is it, the IFC or something like that? I believe it is. It's like the biggest bank, across the world, basically pressuring them, saying if they wanted a loan from them, they have to stop buying Bitcoin. And El Salvador replied by buying Bitcoin, right? I think when history, is all said and done, not done, but you know what I'm saying? Like when we look back in the next, from 10, 20 years from now in El Salvador, they've been doing really well. I don't know if you guys, I watched some of the documentaries. I'm not El Salvadorian or anything like that, but I just watch, because El Salvador used to be one of the most dangerous countries in the country in the world, and they've actually cleaned the country up, right? They've endorsed Bitcoin, and the country's actually been prospering very well. I wouldn't be surprised, not just for Bitcoin, but just for the country itself. In 20 years from now, they're like, one of these bigger world power countries. It takes time, and they're definitely in that direction. And imagine they're backing a lot of their currency with Bitcoin, So another chart from Crypto Rover pointing out some kind of a trend. You can see that we keep bouncing off this trend, right? And then boom, every time we do it, we end up going another leg up. So now he has us stopping at somewhere around 190K. That'd be awesome. 190K would be absolutely fantastic. BlackRock says, let's see here, is if every U.S. millionaire wanted just one Bitcoin, there wouldn't be enough, right? And that makes sense because if you think about the circulating supply of Bitcoin, there's only I believe, how many Bitcoin are in circulating supply right now? 15 million? Total supply 19 million right now. So 19 million, obviously there's more millionaires than 19 million across just America. So if every single millionaire wanted to buy just one Bitcoin, there wouldn't be enough in the circulating supply. Old, everyone here appreciates your time you spend on the streams for us, Crip, especially right now. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Hey, this is what I love to do, bro. I love to be here with you guys talking crypto, especially when the markets are starting to retrace, as far as that. I'm happy that I, even though I didn't catch the top, right? I didn't catch the top, but you guys remember I closed my long position just now at around 45%, right? The reason why I went ahead and closed it was because I didn't really have much in collateral. I don't remember what it was. It was like $120. Nothing crazy. So I made like $50, but it was within the last day, off of that long. But that's what I've been doing, sticking and moving. I had anticipation of having a lot more collateral in that position, but unfortunately this morning I was kind of sugarfooting it, as far as, so these levels that I have, I was, I don't want to spill the beans because this is for my members, but you guys know I was adding to my positions every time we were moving, so I just kind of, when we were consolidating in this spot, I should have continued. I did, but I should have been adding a lot more into my position, but I didn't. So that's why I wasn't really tripping when I just sold for 45% gain, because it wasn't much. Tuan said the circulating supply dropped on me, lady. Did it? Uh-oh, what are they doing? Didn't they start burning? No, the circulating. Oh, it did, bro. No. I'm pretty sure this has been like this. It's been like this. 734. I'm pretty sure it's been there. The max supply has always been at 880 whatever trillion, but 888 trillion. But I'm pretty sure it's been at 734 trillion, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe we'll need. Let's go check their Twitter and see if, because if they burned, they'll blast it all over their Twitter. Excuse me. I don't see it. I don't see anything. I don't see anything like them mentioning. If you guys get a chance, follow this Arkham. This is where we get a lot of our news in regards to a lot of. They basically follow all the major wallets for like governments, celebrities, institutions, stuff like that. They basically follow all the wallets, so they'll announce everything. See, Lazarus has now fully laundered the proceedings. This was 2 hours ago. Lazarus is the North Korean hacking group. Lazarus has now fully laundered the proceedings of the Bybit hack. They have transferred 500,000 Ethereum mainly to native Bitcoin. Uh-oh. I wonder if that was why we were seeing that sell-off earlier. They legit are, I mean, look at this. You got to put in work to be able to, they are monitoring every wallet from that hacker group. What's messed up is they don't have any jurisdiction, right? Like Bybit can't even, they know who did it. Bybit can't even like go after them legally because it's North Korea, like they're 100% doing this from the government, See, hold on. Oh, I thought they were talking about jurisdictions for that. Thorchain has processed over 5.5 billion in volume since Bybit was hacked on the 21st of February. It's crazy. This was yesterday. Breaking FTX Alameda estimate wallets received $430 million worth of SOL. I wonder if that's why Solana's been selling off like crazy. Alert: Trump developer connected address buying 2 million of Trump. Oh, nice. So a wallet that received Trump coins directly from the developer has just deployed a range liquidity pool between 12.7 and $17.9. Okay. So this includes a $2 million USDC, which will be used to acquire Trump, the Trump token, if the price declines. I like Arkham. This was as of yesterday. Fidelity bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin. So this right here shows you Fidelity buying Bitcoin, right? Yesterday on the dip, these big institutions, these big, hedge funds, whatever you want to call them, they're over here buying the dip, guys, right? And this is just one out of many of them that are buying the dip, accumulating during all this time when who most of the people, it's Wall Street that's selling, right? Outflows from ETFs, and you have retail, the newer retails, because remember we covered, what was it, last week, 2 weeks ago, that what was it, like 90% of people that came in that have bought Bitcoin in the last like month, 2 months have sold off, right? That's all brand new retail, scared money, right? They haven't been around for long, right? They're going to come back. They're going to come back and buy back at around $100,000+, and some of them will make money and some of them will not make any money. They'll end up selling for losses, right? And it is what it is. I only bring this up not to make fun of these people because we all were there at one time, right? If you're just new to this kind of environment, this volatility, these swings that we see in the market, they can be emotionally just hard to take. As far as just like with your emotions, because people, you're not supposed to be trading with emotions, right? But when you just first jump in and let's just say you have $500 to invest with, you just put $500 in something, and now it's down to $250. They're like, holy shit, they feel like they just got robbed, right? But little do they know that this is all part of the game. They just bought, particularly at a top or at a high spot, and if they hodl, not financial advice, their money will come right back at plus, like we always see it. But unfortunately, we can't talk to all these new investors that are trickling in, especially when we were pumping, a month, 2 months ago, when Bitcoin was breaking over 100,000. So a lot of those people that came in, that FOMO'd in, they got their ass handed to and they sold for losses, and they ran back to their mommies telling them that crypto is a scam, Punk said, I thought North Korea was less technologically advanced. I mean, bro, you can't, I mean, I'd say probably not as far as like computers, the Lazarus, that hacking group, they're all funded by the government, right? So they're nothing but the top elite computer people in that country, right? And their job is to just literally hack, across the world and bring money in, because you have to remember, North Korea has massive sanctions. They can't do business with the majority of the world, right? So they're forced to do shit like what they've done. And crypto, unfortunately, has been a easy place for them to come through. And they're not hacking you. They're not hacking, most people that have, a few $1,000s in their portfolio or whatever the case is. They're actually hacking these central exchanges that are holding, like you saw, $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. That was the biggest hack that we've ever seen, right? That was, I mean, it was good. You can't say it wasn't. It was basically a learning spot for a lot of central exchanges, that this shit is not, for them, they need to be on their A game, because this is these people are lurking in the shadows everywhere. And they're not after, like I said, they're not after the little people that have a few $1,000s in their wallets. Maybe they have other little teams that are going after them, but these people are after the big money. That's how they're generating a lot of their funds for their country. So, and if your life's on the line, Punk, you're gonna get access, right? Punk said Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Miles, I didn't see your comment, but I'm reading now. It says take advantage of the dips before they disappear, because they won't be at the same level for a long. There is a big ass run coming. I agree. At some point, right? We don't know exactly when, but at some point, we're gonna look back and be like, holy crap. Could have bought freaking Ethereum at $2,000. Or you could have bought Solana at $130. Or like I already pointed out, some of these meme coins. Could have bought Myro at 1 cent. It's at $1.10 now. It's 100x. That's what we're hoping for, right? You guys notice there's a lot of tension with, obviously with the tariffs, but with Canada and America right now. There's a lot of tension. You know, whenever I get on like Facebook now, for whatever reason, like all these Canada pages are popping up, and I'll scroll through them and kind of just read, and it's just like all the Canadians are like, screw America. Oh, and they're like, we're not buying American products and all this stuff. It's just like, yeah. Gene said, what do you think about Dogecoin price if it gets ETF approved? It's probably going to shoot up, right? I mean, Dogecoin is going to do well regardless, right? One thing I will say is just because we saw a massive movement when Bitcoin's ETFs were approved, right? That's Bitcoin. Remember what we saw when Ethereum's ETFs were approved? Really not much. Really was not a nothing burger, really. So it kind of shows you the power of Bitcoin, right? Just Bitcoin is the holy grail. A lot of stock investors were counting on that ETF for them to get exposure to Bitcoin without actually buying Bitcoin. With Dogecoin, I don't know if I think initially it will be a mover, but I don't know if we're going to see like just massive like Wall Street going crazy in droves picking up Dogecoin because the ETF, there's a approved ETF, so I mean, it'll probably, regardless, I think Dogecoin's going to move with the market. Obviously that would be a plus if there is, more exposure to the project. But I honestly don't think that's what's going to move Dogecoin to over $1, right? I think Dogecoin's going to go to $1 at some point because it's Dogecoin, because of Elon Musk, because there's a freaking Doge agency, because, Dogecoin holders are, pretty loyal to the project. I think that's why Doge is going to get there, with the market obviously allowing it, right? Us being in altcoin season, meme coin season, stuff like that. The ETF, I think, is just going to be the sugar on the top, in my opinion. Punk said, anyway, look into Swiftcoin or Zbeck. We used to pull up Swiftcoin a lot. I know it's a small market cap. That's not it, right? Yeah, look at this. Holy crap. This thing's ran. Look at this. The last time we had this up was in April of 2024. That's how long it's been. Damn, Swiftcoin went on a run. Oh, yeah. Shit, when we were looking at it, it was at literally 0.1 of a freaking cent. Like now it's sitting at what? 1.4 cents. That's crazy. When we pulled the, when we were looking at that project, dude, last year, because there was people on the channel that were trading it, the market cap was at like $12 million. Let me see where it's at now. Did I spell this right? Damn, market cap's at 144 million now, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Shows you the power of hodling right there. That's crazy. And really, this thing ran up to, what, 4 cents? Almost 5 cents? That's crazy. Yep. It was on my my watch list too on here, and it got like deleted because people were coming in here, like this was over a year ago. People were coming in and they were like always asking about it, so we'd bring it up. This was back when there was like a rumor that Taylor Swift was promoting or backing the project, and obviously we all knew it was bullshit, but that's how long it was. Because it is trading on, it's on Coinbase, right? Coinbase. funny. Cardano trying to get back up to $1. Pi 176. Coming off those $3 highs. Nero. Oops. So it looks like Bitcoin for right now, we're kind of getting hung up around this 88,000 level as of now. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out for now. I'm still saying this 88.8 is going to be a spot for some resistance, most likely. So we'll see how this plays out. But I mean, for the most part, a nice little bounce that we've seen for today for Bitcoin. We were down like 5% and we're actually up 2.2% for now. Like I said, we ran all the way from 81,005 up to so far 88,500. So you're talking about $6,000 in fluctuations in prices just in the last day for Bitcoin. So looks good. Tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Trump is going to be talking to Congress. Not that it has anything to do with us, but I bring it up because who knows? Maybe he does bring up something about crypto. If he does bring something up about Bitcoin or crypto, we'll probably see the markets react positively. So we'll have that in front of us. The other thing that I do want to mention is on the 7th. Let me see here. On the 7th, we have, which is, that's Friday, we have unemployment dropping. So we have unemployment numbers dropping for the last month. So it's forecast to be at 4%, basically stay where it was prior. If it does move up, 4.1, 4.2, we'll probably see the markets react negatively on that news. So we'll see how it plays out, but I think it's going to be really just we have a bad day because of unemployment, it's going to be short-lived. We haven't pulled this up in a while. Just 2 weeks from now, Jerome Powell and the CP, or not CPI report, but the meeting. We have a Fed meeting, FOMC meeting, right? And we already know. I'm 100%. I'm surprised it's not even 100%. The Feds are 100% pausing, right? We're going to continue to pause, especially with the tariffs and stuff like that. The Feds aren't going to be reducing any interest rates for right now, but I still do think down the road, Jerome Powell's not going to want to is not going to want to reduce rates much, but he's going to be pressured to, because Trump ran on wanting to reduce interest rates fast. So we'll see how that all plays out. But for now, like I said, Bitcoin 88,003, not looking bad at all. Tonight he speaks. Hopefully he can just bring up Bitcoin, and we'll it can continue our run, and maybe that'll be the nudge that we need to get up back above 90K. But with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you guys slap that like if you're watching later. Make sure you guys hit that like if you're new. Hit the subscribe button. We will be here every day. Tomorrow, I probably will have the charts up again, just a live stream. Pretty much just showing you, just like how my charts are. I'll have a live stream like this so you can see live trading as far as what Bitcoin's doing, where support resistance levels are, right? So you can come in, you don't have to sit here and watch it all day, but even if you're curious, if we're moving around maybe in the 90s, you can see what our next spot is as far as resistance and support. So I will keep that up for tomorrow as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic day. I will see you guys all tomorrow, all right? See ya.